Well, hello everyone. Let's see who we need to admit. We have Timothy on here. We have Ava. Oh no, not yet. Let me admit all. There we go. There we go. Hi, Ava. You are missed. Hi, Timothy. I haven't had a chance to meet you yet. When are you coming into the office?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all feeling?
Feeling good.
Doing good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We are going to have a jolly good time.
Hey, Shane.
Hey, Ava. How are you?
All right.
Let's give everybody a few minutes to get logged in, you all. So if you want to kind of converse with each other, that will be good. But we're going to give them a few more people a chance to get in. So, Ava, what you been up to?
Well, I just got back. I was on a cruise.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So did you go with family?
Yeah, it was our family reunion.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And we're doing part 2 next month. On we're going on another one.
Well then.
But all this madness was planned before I joined Keller. So
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good to unplug and to be with family.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just telling Sheena, I actually took the day off. I'm a dual agent, and I was like, okay, let me do this in person and connect with the KW family today.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to hop on today as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll be right back, okay?
Oh, okay. And Timothy, I don't know you. I'm Shane Johnson. I was like, let me get in there. Yeah, you got face to face. I was just telling Ava that you too needed to connect with the KW family.
Right. Let's see, what she was.
She was actually there. So you were?
Let's see, Miss Ava.
She actually hopped on for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the way in here this morning.
Took the day off. I'm like, I got it unplugged. I just got it.
Did you hear me? Then I was in here for the sounds. Yes.
Okay. What's that?
It was good. They did like a recap on the Mega Fest event.
Okay.
I actually bought my copy of somebody's, is this her?
Sheena got that for an extra person, either for her. Do you have?
I brought mine in. I printed it out. I said, let me get a copy of it.
Came prepared. Yeah, I really need this listing. I haven't dived deep into the listing at all.
Oh, okay.
I've been mostly on
The buyer side?
Mhm.
Okay.
You know, I was able to get some agreement.
Videos.
Hello.
And sit in, I'm in the seat. You want to sit here? Is that better for you?
Yeah,
Would be.
okay, that's fine. You got one, did you grab one of these?
I actually printed it from home.
Oh, you did? Look at you, look at you. Let's see, did anybody else come in? All right, so let me know. Look, you took Ken's advice when he
I
said,
sure
go on
did.
to, KW Connect. Did you get it off KW Connect or you went to GAR?
I went to car.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yep.
I
Ken was like, don't show up
That was so
unprepared.
good.
It was so
I was
good.
like, I'm not gonna show up without something.
Look, he said what I wanted to say. I didn't even say it. I was like, look at this kid. You know, kid don't play.
Not at all.
All right. So do you all have the exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement, Ava and Timothy?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. What about you, Timothy? Timothy, I can't hear you. You probably need to unmute. Good morning, Tiara. How are you?
Good morning. I'm okay. Sorry I'm late.
No, you're fine. Do you are you in front of your computer?
I'm actually 5 minutes from my home. I just had to run out right fast. But I'm
Okay.
tuned in. And as soon as I get home, I'm put my laptop up.
Okay, okay. All right, let's see. So you all, as I am allowing others to get logged in, go ahead and prepare yourselves with your exclusive sellers brokerage engagement agreement. That is F101 is what we'll be working out of. F101 is what we'll be working out of. Share this. Let's record. Oh, it's over there. Okay, continue. Okay, so welcome to Listing Agreement 101. We are, instead of me doing all the talking, we are going to use this as a training session for us to kind of engage with each other and talk about what is happening with this listing agreement and how to prepare yourselves. I realize that a lot of times when you go into training classes, they do a lot of talking, and because you're not implementing it at the moment, sometimes you can walk out without actually getting the information, right? So we're going to start off with this scenario. We only have one scenario that we're going to work on. We are also going to read the exclusive listing agreement. We call it a listing agreement, but it's actually the exclusive seller's brokerage engagement agreement. We're going to read it word for word so you all can understand it. And that way you have a better idea as to what you are getting your seller or asking your seller to sign. All right. So let's do the scenario first. Okay. So the listing agent is Stacy. All right. And she is going to meet with Robert Carter, who is the seller. Okay. So it says Stacy is meeting with the new seller, Robert Carter, about listing his home. Here's what they agreed to in the conversation. Okay, so we're already past. She's called, she's made the phone call, right? She has gotten the listing. He has decided to have her list his home for him. So she's now the listing agreement. Okay. I'm sorry, she's now the listing agent for the seller, Robert Carter. Okay. The agreement is the property is 123 Main Street. It is in Conyers, Georgia, Rockdale County. The zip code is 30012. Robert wants to list at $325,000. They're going to sign the agreement as of today, August 26th. Robert wants a 6-month listing term. And it says, Stacy will market the property through GAMLS, FMLS, and wants it live to the public within 2 days of signing. Robert agreed to pay a 3% commission to Stacy's brokerage. Robert is open to also pay an additional 3% to the buyer's broker. Okay. Stacy wants a 60-day protection period after the listing ends or is canceled in case a buyer she introduced comes back later. The home was built in 1998, so lead-based paint disclosure does not apply. Robert does not want Stacy representing both sides. Robert does not want Stacy representing both sides of this deal. If a buyer will work with her who wants the house. So y'all understand what that is. Read that 2 times for a reason. So I am going to put 10 minutes on the clock, and I am going to allow you all to complete this exclusive seller's brokerage engagement agreement. Once you are done, we will discuss.
We're going, guys.
How are we doing? Is everybody about done? Do we need a few more minutes? 2 more minutes, I think that's about what's on clock, yep. 27 seconds on the clock. All right. Time is officially up. Now, let me pull this up. Is everybody okay? Are y'all still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, perfect. All right. So now let's go ahead and jump into the agreement now that it has been completed. So, pop quiz. The first question is, what do we call the two agents who are represented in the, well, what do we call the first agent who is represented in this transaction or this scenario?
What do we call the agent?
The listing agent.
The listing agent, okay?
Mhm.
So that's something to know, right? Now, the other pop quiz is, what do we call the other person on the other side of the transaction who's going to be bringing the buyer? So they have two names. What are their two names? What can they be categorized as?
The selling
The
agent
selling agent
and the buyer's
and the buyer's agent. Good job. Good job. I wanted you all to know that. The other question is, who does this client belong to?
agent.
That's right, Keller Williams. People get it confused. This is not your client. You are a client of the brokerage, and the brokerage has, they're in contract with you. They're in contract with us as agents to go out. We have an employment contract with them. They employ us to go out and find agents to bring back. I'm sorry, buyers and sellers to bring back to the brokerage. That's important that we know that, you all, because agents are really out here thinking this is their client and it don't belong to you. So with that being said, if there was anything that happened or transpired between you and that buyer or you and that seller, the first person you need to call is your broker. You all know who your brokers are. We have three of them. We have Henry Norman, we have David Maxey, and then we have the other guy, Steven, and I'll get his last name for you all. Those are the three people you will need to call when it all goes down. Henry Norman, David Maxey, and the other guy name is Steven. But you will probably get David or Henry quicker than anybody.
And why are we calling them?
If anything happens between you and the buyer or the seller, say for instance, and you will get fired. We all get fired. I've been fired from a transaction before as well. And the first thing they want to do is, I want to speak to your broker. So you want to go ahead and get in front of that. Call the broker, let them know, hey, this is what has happened. You want to have all of your documentation because that's the first thing he's going to ask. I want to see your listing agreement. I want to see your buyer's agreement. I want to see these things. So this is why the paperwork piece is important. That's why it's important that you know what you're having them sign and what you're signing. Their duties as being the seller as well, because a lot of them don't know they have duties, right?
Mhm.
So any questions about that before we move on to the agreement?
And you'll send us an email with their information? Is that what you're doing?
So I can send you an email with their information, Abel.
Or how do I get it?
No, I can send you an email with their information. I was about to say it's on every single team meeting slide as well. Their contact information. You can also find it on our Facebook. Henry's email is on there. You will not get his personal phone number because he doesn't want to give that out, but he does have an office phone.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So further explanation to corresponding paragraphs in section A. We are on page 3 of 11, form F101. And we are going to dissect this form. Okay. And I may ask one of you all to kind of take on some of the reading as well. So we're starting with number 1, exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement. Seller has the full authority to enter into this agreement for the listing of seller's property for sale. This agreement may not be amended except by the written agreement of seller and broker. Okay? Not seller and agent, seller and broker. The other thing I want to mention here, and I'm going to try not to stop on every sentence, but I kind of want to highlight some of the things so you all know, right? You can be more aware of it. In the state of Georgia, there are different ways to enter into an agreement. There is an instance where you and a buyer's agent may be texting back and forth about the agreement before you put it on paper, okay? That does not stand up in the court of law. Georgia is a written agreement, state. It is a written agreement state. If it's not written, it will not hold. It's not enough for you to tell us, I have it in text message. It's not going to stand. Okay? Learn that the hard way. The failure of the parties to adhere strictly to the terms and conditions of this agreement shall not constitute a waiver of the rights of the parties later to insist on such strict adherence. Seller is not a party to any other exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement, and all such previous agreements, if any, have expired and not been renewed. Seller acknowledges that seller may have to pay a previous broker compensation if seller is subject to a current seller brokerage engagement agreement or has unilaterally terminated a previous seller brokerage engagement agreement without the consent of the previous broker.
Which part are you reading from?
This one. What you got?
Yeah.
Oh, are you on? I'm in the paragraph
On what page?
on page 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, down here. Okay.
So we're on 1.
Okay.
All right. So let's break this down just a little bit. This is to be adhered to. It is very strict to the terms and conditions of this agreement. Okay. It shall not constitute a waiver of the right of the parties later to insist on such strict adherence. So what's in this agreement stands. All right. It also is telling the seller, hey, if you have any other agreements previous to this, you need to rectify them, right? So it tells the seller acknowledges that the seller may have to pay previous broker compensation if seller is subject to a current seller brokerage engagement agreement or has unilaterally terminated. So what you had with another brokerage has nothing to do with us. This agreement also states, you all, you have an exclusive seller brokerage agreement. So what that means is that they can go out and try and find the buyer, right? They can go out and try and find the buyer, but at the end of the day, I get paid from this.
Right.
They need to know that, because you'll have agents, you'll have sellers who think that they're going to go and find a buyer and, I'm going to get paid. No, this isn't that type of agreement. This is that type of agreement. Okay, so let's move on to number 2, the list price and listing period. Okay. So, you know what we should do? I think we should go back and forth. So let's go up to number 1. Okay. And number 1 says, and we're back on page 1 of 11, key terms and condition, exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement. State law prohibits broker from representing seller as a client without first entering into a written agreement with the seller under. And these are the sections now. And if you want to find where this is in the law, I can give you all a website and you can go and find this book. Okay. Now, exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement for and in consideration of the mutual promises. This is a mutual agreement we're entering into. It's not me against you and you against me, right? Contains herein and other good and valuable consideration. The undersigned sellers and the undersigned broker herein after broker or seller's broker do hereby enter into this exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement for broker to exclusively represent the seller in the listing and selling the property described below for sale on the term and conditions set forth herein. Kimberly, take the property identification.
So the address is 123 Main Street. The city is Conyers and the county is Rockdale. Georgia zip code is 30012.
What did you do about the tax parcel ID number?
Well, I didn't look it up because I didn't know.
I didn't want you to. I just wanted to know. I wanted to make sure you left it blank,
Yeah, left
right?
it blank. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
you left
yeah.
it blank. So that was a trick question.
Okay.
But
okay.
so that was supposed to be left empty, right? Where would you go to find that tax parcel ID number, Shane?
I would go, I would go to FMLS and probably, what is that, CRS?
Okay, Kimberly, where do you go to find the tax parcel ID number?
RPR.
You can go to RPR as well. Anybody online want to guess where would you go to get the tax parcel ID number?
Georgia MLS.
Yep, Georgia MLS has it as well. Okay, now the legal description. This was left blank on purpose as well. Where are we finding the legal description, you all?
That's part of the tax records.
Okay, that's one way to get it. How else can you find it?
If I'm not mistaken, you can also find that in RPR too.
You sure can. How else, Shane?
That same CRS, I would think.
The CRS website. You also have Dave as your resource. Our attorney upstairs. That's one of the ways I utilize them. So I reach out to them as our vendor partners, right? And I say, hey, Dave, I am getting ready to list a home for Mr. Carter at 123 Main Street. Can you pull the legal description for me? And I attach it. So I select number 1 and I attach it to the agreement.
Okay.
Yeah, those descriptions can be really tricky.
It's very
Yeah,
tricky.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
tricky. And here's the other thing that I noticed. if you go and find the deed book, you have to make sure there's no error on the deed book, because guess what? If there was an error with you listing the deed book or the page, this agreement is not, it is voidable, right? It's not a valid agreement. So I either go to the tax records and grab it off of there. I think it's gscc.org, or I call Dave. And 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I'm calling Dave or sending him an email, right? Now, I rarely work with condominiums, but if you need one for a condominium, you can request that from Dave as well. Take some of the pressure off of yourself, okay? Listing price and listing period. Ava, can you take that one for us?
The price at which the property shall be listed for sale is $325,000. And the commencement date is August 26, 2026. The ending date of the agreement is October 26, 2006.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Ava. Where did you get October from?
Didn't you say they were listing it for 2 months?
It says they are signing today, and Robert wants a 6-month listing
6 months.
term.
Okay. All right.
It's
My
important.
eyeballs didn't pick that part up. Okay.
No, that's okay.
All right.
Okay.
So February 2027.
February 26th of 2027.
So right on that date, Sheena, not like a day before. That was a question I had.
A day after. I normally do,
Okay.
actually, I normally do to the end of the month.
Okay.
So if it's going to be August 26th
Mhm.
to February of 2027,
Mhm.
I will go ahead and I would do February, if it's the 28 days in that February or whatever, I would do February 28, 2027. I do the end of that month.
Okay.
Whether it's a 6 months, 3 month, 1 year.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's read the gibberish.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Okay. Who has a question?
I'm sorry. This is Tim. May I ask you a question concerning this?
Absolutely.
Okay, length of period. Is there a limit to the ending date of the agreement?
Whatever you and your seller agree to is what the period will be.
Okay, so it could be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, right?
Absolutely.
All right, just checking. Thank you.
If they request 3 months, if they request, I've had people request 30 days. Everything is negotiable about this contract, about this agreement.
Thank you.
And I think I'm gonna have to do a second class on this, y'all, because this is meaty.
Yeah.
This is very meaty. It's very meaty. It's gonna be a part 2. It's gonna be a part 2. I can already feel it. So let me see if I can touch on the really important things. So seller agrees to list the property for sale at the list price specified in this agreement. The failure of the property to be shown or sell at the list price may be an indication that the list price of the property is too high. Y'all hear that, right? It's in the contract. I just read it. I'm back in the meat.
What page is that?
This is page
Page 3.
This is why the meat is so important, y'all. That's why I really want to get this meat. Because the sellers want to blame it on you that the property did not sell, or it's not selling, or it's not getting the showings and all the things, right? And so you always want to take them back to the contract. You know what? Let me see if I can get Preston to bring you on.
Okay.
So let me ask you all, there are 3 reasons why a property does not sell. Who knows the 3 reasons? Price.
Incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing.
No.
No, not
No.
marketing.
Who else knows? We got 2 more. There's 3
Location.
Say it again.
Location.
Location. So we got price, we got location, and we have 1 more. Who knows?
The condition of the
The
property.
condition of the property. The condition of the property. There's 3 things, Mr. Seller, that's going to help the property. We have to list it. And I always ask them, do you want to list this to sell, or do you want to list this for it to sit on the market? Which one? We have 2 options. We're pricing this to sell, or are we pricing this for it to just sit on the market and for you to test the market? That's how you handle pricing objections.
Price, condition, and
Price, condition, and location.
And they've been talking a lot on that pivot call about sitting on the market.
That means it probably was either priced wrong,
Mhm.
something is going on with the condition of the home,
Mhm.
or it's the location of the home.
A lot of agents were saying price is having trouble with the sellers.
Because the
about
sellers
that.
are stuck.
Mhm.
See, we're shifting. We're in a shifted market. And we can talk about that a little bit later, but you have, and that's why it's important, you guys, that you study the MLS. You go on there and at least spend 15, 20 minutes seeing what's going on in the local market. Right? So let's move on because the time is running down and it's so good. All right, so let's go to, hold on, let me see if I can hit anything again. So we're back on page 3. I'm in the meat, okay? We are under number 2 for the further explanation. We talked about the list price. Now we're on B. It says initial listing period when property is under contract to sell. If the property is under a contract to sell, as that term is defined below during the listing period, but the listing period expires prior to the closing, then the listing period shall be automatically extended through the closing of the contract to the sale. Okay, so we're under contract and this listing agreement sale, it's been extended.
Mhm.
question. It's extended to closing. Now, suppose you get to closing and it doesn't close.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. You need to go in and actually do an extension. Cover yourself,
Yeah.
right?
On them buyers, I've been doing that.
You
like
cover
60,
yourself.
90
Yeah,
days.
do your
Yeah.
extension
Okay.
Just in case.
just in case.
Right.
Okay, and we'll talk about that form. But we gotta stay here. Stay right here, Kimberly. Stay right here. Extension. If during the terms of this agreement, seller and a prospective buyer enter into a real property purchase and sale property, a real property purchase and sale property for the property. Number 2, a contract to exchange property, including the properties, and option contract for a sale of the property, or a contract to sell the shares or partnership or membership interest in the legal entity constituting seller, which is not consummated or closed for any reason whatsoever, then the listing period may be extended unilaterally by broker for a number of days that the property was under the contract to sell. So you basically, Kimberly, it answered your question right here.
go ahead and get it extended unilaterally. Do a unilateral extension. Okay? And this is good. This is really good. So now that covered the listing period. So we just went over back to page 1. I'm going to be floating back and forth, you all. So try and keep up with me. Page 1, under listing pricing and listing period, we just answered A, B, C, and D. Does anybody have any questions about that before we move on? All right. All in agreement, all hearts and minds clear. Now, we are under the marketing section. Shane, take the marketing section for me.
Sure. Selection of multiple listing services. Broker agrees that the listings. Is it the same, Sheena, these two, or are they different?
It should be.
Okay. Okay. Broker agrees to file the listings on the following multiple listing service, MLS. So I put GAMLS, FMLS, and public, right?
So what's public?
That was in the scenario that we had.
Okay.
So that was my answer. The FMLS, GMLS, and public.
So
That they agreed to.
So your answer should be GAMLS, FMLS, and KWLS.
Okay.
KWLS. It will go out to the agents inside of our network as well.
And that's what is meant by public,
Uh-huh.
right? Okay.
What was that, KW what?
KWLS.
So that's just automatic.
So that's inside of command. When you go in, I think you might have seen it. Okay,
I
okay.
mean, on the contract.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
absolutely. Now I'm going to read marketing. It says, generally, broker is exclusively authorized to market and advertise the property for sale to the public through any means of broker's choosing. This may include, without limited to, flyers, brochures, videos, yard and window signs, including for sale signs, open houses, and mailing. Marketing information about the property may be posted on websites, placed in electronic and print media, and multiple listing services, and sent by email, text messages, and other means. Get this, seller agrees not to market the property during the terms of this agreement. Okay,
Sheena,
go ahead.
yes, can you post that up so we can see where you're reading from? Because I can't see that part. Thanks.
Let's see, that is. Can you
Okay.
see it, Clay?
Yeah, I can see it now. Thanks.
Okay, good deal. I asked Kristen to bring this one, but so B, under marketing, ownership of marketing materials. Okay,
So wait. Can we go back to A? Is that saying that the seller can't do anything to generate exposure for their own property? That
read the last sentence under A.
That's what I didn't know. That's
Read it for me, Ava. We need to hear it.
seller agrees not to market the property during the term of this agreement. So they keep their hands off. of
That's why
everything.
this is an exclusive.
Okay.
No, this is serious.
Okay.
They can't, like, so once you list it, once you have it, can they post it on Facebook?
They can do what they want to do. They can do what they want to do.
Right.
But according to this agreement, you don't supposed to. Now, here's the other thing. This is the other thing I want to share with you all. Make sure you all are aware of this, right? What has happened, and the reason why they had to put this in the contract is because the sellers feel that if they procure the buyer, you're not owed a commission.
Get you out of.
They want to get you out of there. They want to push you out.
Mhm.
So let me procure the buyer.
Mhm.
But no, baby.
Mhm.
It goes back to the
This goes back to this,
Mhm.
right? So you can share with them, Mrs. Seller. I just want you to be aware. That's why I said the agent have duties and the seller has duties. Okay? Now, ownership of marketing materials. Any photography and marketing materials paid for or created by broker shall be the property of the broker. Such materials shall not be used without permission, written permission of broker. Any photography and marketing materials paid for by seller shall be the property of the seller.
That seems redundant because it says they can't market. You see what I'm saying?
So basically, it's telling you, okay, the first one was generally, right?
Mhm.
So it tells you, okay, Mrs. Seller, I'm going to market it by email, text message, brochures, flyers, website, on and on and on, right? You cannot market this property. Okay. This B, ownership of marketing material means this belongs to me. If I pay for the pictures, the pictures belongs to me. The pictures belongs, and let me clarify, the picture belongs to the broker. Don't try and come back for these pictures.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yeah, I get it. So I guess you could say, okay, I'm gonna make sure I secure a photographer, but you're gonna have to pay for it.
You can do that as well.
And that's what this means.
And that's what that means. If the
Okay.
seller buys
Pays for-
pays for
uh-huh.
the photography, the photos belong to the seller. Okay, this is important. Live, and this is what upsets other listing agents when you take their photos and you share their listings. That's what the controversy is.
Yeah. Like
I paid for that. This is mine.
Yeah.
See, but the agents also need to understand that it's really not yours. It belongs to the broker. But it's okay. We get it. We understand your sentiments,
Yeah.
right? So let's keep moving because this is good. Now, liability for misinformation. Seller warrants that any information seller provides to the broker, which broker then uses to market and advertise the property, shall be accurate and complete. Seller hereby agrees to identify and hold broker harmless from any and all claims, causes of actions, suits, and damages arising out of or resulting from seller providing misinformation to the broker. So don't try and come sue me. Don't try and come sue the broker because you gave the wrong information, right? I was misinformed. Seller agrees to remove any personal property. Seller agrees to remove any personal property prior to listing the property. Seller agrees to remove any personal property prior to listing the property of which the seller does not want images to be captured. Broker shall not be liable to seller if broker or buyers take photographs, videos, or use other technology to capture and manipulate images of the property without the permission of the seller and the broker. Remove your personal property if you don't want it in the photos, if you don't want it in the videos, right? Now, multiple listing services. Now we're going down to the MLS. Broker agrees to file this agreement with the above references, MLS, multiple listing services, within 1 business day of marketing commencement date. So let me ask you, if you're supposed to start marketing this property August 26th, what's the latest date you can get this on the market, Tiara? Is she
Um,
still-
no, I am here. I'm very much present. I don't know.
So,
So,
according to the agreement, it's telling us 1 day.
okay. Okay, so I miss, so even though I'm very much present and I'm engaging and stuff like that, I kind of miss the whole writing everything, the details down, but I'm listening and present. And I kind of already know how to fill that form out,
Okay,
but I just need the details like marketing, all that. Explain how you're doing right now.
got it.
But I
So,
am here. Yes.
do you have the form in front of, do you have the exclusive seller brokerage engagement in front of you?
Yes, ma'am, on my laptop. I'm following right along with you.
Okay, perfect. We're down to page 1, y'all, where we
You got
filled
that
it
one?
out. Go to C and read C for me.
Page 1C, marketing. Uh, marketing commencement dates. What supposed to go here? Because I wasn't here.
Let me ask the students.
Okay.
Students, what was the marketing a listing date according to the scenario?
It's, the listing date is August 26th.
Today.
We're talking about the marketing commencement date, y'all.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. It's August 28th.
That's right.
August 28th.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we came into agreement on the 26th, okay? But the
Mhm.
marketing commencement date is the 28th, according to the scenario. So if according to the scenario, we have the marketing commencement date for the 28th, what's the latest this agent Stacy can put it on the market? What's the latest she can start marketing according to the agreement?
It must be the 29th.
The
The next
29th.
Christmas
The 29th. Okay. So keep reading, Tiara.
This shall be the date when the property is first marketed to the public. Sellers shall have the right upon notice to broker to move this date up or back by not more than how many
Blank
days?
days. Now,
Right.
that's blank. And I
Okay.
left that blank for a reason so that we can talk about it. When it comes to filling this piece out, it's really negotiable, right? It's between you and the agent. I'm sorry, you and the seller. I normally do anywhere from about 5 to 10 days, depending on the condition of the property, right? If I know we're supposed to go live on the 28th, but we're pushing it, you may not be ready, but I want this agreement signed. I might give you about 10 days to kind of like push it out a little bit. But Mrs. Seller or Mr. Seller, if it goes past the 10 days, please have a conversation with me so that we can, change this. We need to amend this agreement, right? So, thank you, Tiara. That was great.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I don't have the information, but I'm here.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So let's go to marketing meet. We're going back to the meet. How much time we have, y'all? Where we at? Oh, it's 12:01. God, dog.
Yeah, our time is up.
Yes, it is. If you have to leave, go ahead and log off, but we're going to continue on so I can get through this as much as possible. I want to finish the marketing and then we'll stop with the meat piece and then we'll go back and just finish completing everything. So we are on F under marketing. If seller is on a do not call list, seller expressly consent to broker calling seller for any purpose related to the sale of the property. This paragraph shall survive the termination of this agreement. Do you all understand what that is saying about the do not call list?
No.
Tell me what it means, Kimberly.
It means that, that we can call, even if they're on the do not call list, we can call them.
As their
without-
listing
Yeah.
agent, absolutely. Even if they're on the do not call list here, you can still call the agent. I'm sorry, you can still call the seller
Throughout the
throughout the transaction.
contract.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, throughout the contract. Okay. This paragraph shall survive the termination of this agreement. So even if it terminates, this paragraph still survives it. It survives the termination. Okay? And last but not least, under marketing, I want to read the lock boxes. A lock box may be used in connection with the marketing of property. There have been isolated instances of reported burglaries of homes on which lock boxes have been placed, and for which the lock box has been alleged to have been used to access the home. In order to minimize the risk of misuse of the lockbox, broker recommends against the use of lock boxes on door handles that can be unscrewed from the outside or on other parts of the home from which the lockbox can be easily removed. Since prospective buyers and others will have access to the property, seller agrees to either remove all valuables, prescription drugs, keys, or put them in a secure place. Okay? Now, what I typically do is I take my lock box and I typically don't put it on the door. I typically don't put my lock box on the door. I typically put my lock box right on the ground in front of the house, or if there are bars when you walk up the stairs to the house, I put it on that bar to prevent this because of break-ins, because people trying to steal the lockbox off. They get very crazy about these lockboxes. It ain't gonna be the first or the last time a lockbox gets stolen. I'm just saying. And I know it's being recorded, but I'm gonna just say it anyway. It gets real out here in these real estate streets, y'all. Do anybody have any questions about the lockbox?
So have you ever had, like you said, sometimes you just sit it on the side.
I sit on the side.
Have you ever had one stolen that you set up?
I haven't experienced it yet, but I've heard some stories of it. Now, the thing about the lockbox is it should be registered anyway inside of your Supra account. So if anything happened to it, you can track it down because that lockbox has a number on the side that it traces back to you from when you bought it. So they can't access that unless they call the MLS to even get it.
I've seen like two houses I went to look at. I've seen the boxes like
Down on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. Most agents do. The ones who've been in the industry for a while. Okay, y'all. So let's move along.
Let me ask you, that the thought is that prevents them from damaging to try to remove it if it was on the
Door handle.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Ava, we are on page 3 of 11. If you will take number 5, protected period.
Oh, we're not going through the contract because there's still more marketing.
We went through the marketing. We went through all of it. We've done A through G.
If you go to page 2, I still got more. The coming soon portion, and so we don't need to know that? Okay, never mind.
She's talking about, we're looking at the need, but when we look at the actual contract, there's more.
Oh, we're not there. We're not there.
Okay, so where we at?
are?
What page?
We are.
Okay, protected period, page 4.
Oh, wait a minute.
Assume that question.
Wait a minute.
Directs or does not direct.
Right. Hold on. You're right. I'm sorry. I skipped it. It was off on the side. So coming soon. Go ahead and take coming soon, Ava.
Coming soon. If offered by the MLS, seller either directs or does not direct the broker to file the property listing in the MLS listed above in the coming soon status for blank days prior to the marketing commencement date. Ooh, you want me to read all this?
I do.
Okay, during which time the property will be visible to MLS participants as coming soon. But The property may not be shown to the public or purchased during this period. At the end of this period, the property will be changed to active status and marketed to the public as set forth in Section A3C above. The maximum coming soon status period is set by the MLS. If the coming soon status period herein exceeds the maximum days permitted by the MLS, then the MLS maximum shall control.
So this is to be negotiated. It's between you and your seller, right? I do a coming soon campaign. It's a part of my marketing. It's what I offer to my sellers as a value add. And so if you have a coming soon campaign to go ahead and get this property in front of your potential buyers in the market, you can do that. But you have to discuss it with your seller first. So you would say seller directs the broker to file the property listed in the MLS in the coming soon status. And then for myself, I do about 5 to 10 days out prior to the listing go live date. So for instance, with regards to this particular example, if our go live date was is August the 28th, right? 5 days prior to this, August the 23rd, I will go ahead and go, I put in a coming soon status. And then August 28th, it automatically goes live. Like you have no control over it. You don't have no control over that. That's why it's telling you the MLS controls that.
Okay. You don't have to go in and do nothing.
You don't have to go in and do nothing. And as a matter of fact, it sends you like multiple reminders. Just to let you know it's coming soon. You got 3 days. Any changes you need to make them now. At midnight, it goes live.
I've seen somebody do this, like when the coming soon period, they have the house open for like
Open house. Yeah. You can, however, what did the coming soon just say though? Go back to the agreement. The coming soon may not be shown to the public
or purchase
during this period. So what the brokers are going to tell you, because they already said it on the previous broker class, they tell you this is a lawsuit waiting to happen. They tell you not to do coming soon. They really don't want us doing coming soon.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because of that reason. Because if you show this home, right, and then it go active on the 28th, and now it's on the contract, you have just falsified. This information is no longer valid. Because now you've sold the property without the public seeing it. Remember, GAR is here, Greg is here to protect the public.
They're not going on the contract.
And just don't do any of that stuff then.
Don't do any of it while you have it coming soon.
Just don't go on the contract.
Just don't go on the contract. You're not supposed to show the home at all.
Yes.
According to the agreement.
Come on.
So that lets you know they haven't read it. Right? They have not read it. Okay.
I didn't hear what Kim said. So what is the problem? Should we or should we not do coming soon?
So according to the brokers, they really advise us against coming soon to keep you out of a lawsuit because of this particular paragraph, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They advise against it. And then if you do the coming soon, you just need to make sure you do it correctly.
Don't go under contract.
Don't show
Well,
it.
you're not supposed to show the home.
Don't
Yeah,
show
you're not
it.
supposed to show the home.
Anything.
Right, because I was saying, I've seen that done. I've seen somebody do that.
Like,
Put coming soon and then have a open house.
Yeah, that's great.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
And present it as a value add
mhm.
so that buyers can come in.
Get a
and be
first
ready.
look.
Get a first look. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it.
Not according to this contract, right? Okay, Clay, let's finish up the marketing. Are you still with us, Clay?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you read, marketing? Can you read D, MLS marketing options?
Okay. MLS marketing option. Within one business day of the marketing commencement date, the listing must be filed with the MLSs listed above. Seller directs broker to market the property for sale using the multiple listing service option selected below. Select option below which applies. Options not selected shall not become part of this agreement. 1. Immediate public marketing option. The listing will be immediately visible to MLS participants and may be electronically distributed through Internet Data Exchange, IDX. With that, MLS participants can display it on their website. The property may also be distributed through syndication to make it available to be viewed on various third-party websites such as Realtor.com, Zillow, or Homes.com. Such listings are considered to be active listings and the property may be shown to potential buyers. Option number 2, delayed marketing exempt option. The listing will be immediately visible to the MLS participants and may appear on the websites of the broker and broker licensees. However, marketing of the property by other brokers through the IDX and syndication to third-party websites will be delayed for a period of X amount of days. During the delayed marketing exempt period, the listing will not appear on other brokers' websites or on websites like Realtor.com, Zillow, and Homes.com. Such listings are considered active listings and the property may be shown to potential buyers. Option number 3, I don't have the complete page for that option, please.
All right, I got you.
All right, thank you. Option number 3, office exclusive marketing option. The property will initially be marketed through an office exclusive period of X days, during which time the property listing will only be available for licensees affiliated with the broker. During the office exclusive marketing period, the property listing will be submitted to the MLSs listed above. However, the listing will neither be marketed publicly nor disseminated through the MLS and will not be visible to other MLS participants. Such listings are considered to be active listings and the property may be shown to potential buyers. Disclaimer. By signing this agreement, seller understands and acknowledges that if seller is delaying the public marketing of the property, also an office exclusive marketing option or the delayed marketing exempt option, seller may not maximize either the number of offers seller receives or the price offered to buy the property. Seller nevertheless knowingly waives the potential benefits of immediate public.
So when it comes to D, which one are you selecting? Which one do you think is most appropriate to select, Clay? Oh, no. Okay, don't answer that one. Who want to take that one?
I'll take number 1.
You pick number 1. Anybody else agree?
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Immediate public marketing option, number 1. Okay. All right, let's move on down to compensation to brokers. Not compensation to agents, compensation to brokers for professional services. Generally, compensation to brokers is negotiable and is not set by law. This specific sentence had to be embedded because of the lawsuit, right? This was like one of the main reasons, because all the sellers thought that we were all in cahoots and everybody was charging the same fee. It is not the same. It is negotiable. So Mrs. Seller, compensation is negotiable. However, our company policy is what I normally use. Our company policy is, because it's my company. This is how much I want to charge you based off of my value, right? Compensation to seller's broker. Seller agrees to pay seller broker for the following compensation at the closing of any transaction to sell, as that term is hereinafter defined of the property as follows. You are selecting the first block, right? You are actually typing the percentage. So if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're going to type that here, and then you will enter the number here.
So you type the word 3.
Yep, you're going to type the word 3, and then you will enter the number. Okay. C, whether compensation is offered to buyer's broker. Seller hereby approves the following. You all need to have a conversation with your seller about buyer compensation. Mr. Seller, the compensation is negotiable. However, this is what I recommend.
What do you recommend?
I always, I'm very authentic and I'm very transparent with the sellers. And I ask the question, Mr. Seller, what is your goal when it comes to selling this property? I also ask them, Mr. Seller, who do you think is the procuring cause of this buyer? I also ask them, Mr. Seller, where do you think most buyers come from? And I take the answer. If you don't give me the answer, and depending on what their answer is, that's how I respond. And I normally have some type of statistics as to where the buyers are coming from. So I put that in my listing package as well. So when they tell me they don't want to pay a buyer's compensation, Mr. Seller, everything is negotiable. But according to these statistics, this is where the buyers are coming from. So I would advise you do such and such and such. That's what I would advise as your listing agent.
So common, most often the seller pays the commission for the buyer's brokerage buyer.
It's negotiable.
Okay.
It's negotiable.
And the reason I'm asking, because I'm trying to get a little on the buyer end.
Yeah, we'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
So with that being said, if the seller agrees to pay a buyer's compensation, we're going to select number 2. Okay. First off, let's select all which are applicable. Let's start there. Number 1, not initially offering compensation to the buyer broker, but marketing that seller is open to receiving offers in which seller pays compensation to the buyer's broker. So it's not initially offered in the first one. This is them hard sellers that are like, I don't want to pay them. I don't want to pay them. I do not want to pay them. That's the one you select. You will select number 1. Okay. If they decide to, now we go down to number 2, compensation being offered to the buyer's broker by either. So now you have to decide, is the seller going to pay the buyer broker directly, or is the seller's broker splitting? Are they sharing the compensation with the seller broker?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to impact what you put in 4B.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That impacts what you put in 4B. So, Mr. Seller, it is our company policy that we do thus and so. And I typically share my compensation. That's my policy. However, everything is negotiable, and I completely understand your stance with regards to this. But here are the stats. Always lead with stats. Anybody have any questions on that?
If they choose for the seller,
Who is they?
if the seller chooses
Okay,
that they will pay the buyer's agent,
okay.
is that on the how does that take place? Is that just something that's on the settlement form where the seller is going to pay the buyer's agent, and you as the listing person, you don't have to deal with that at all?
So I'm the seller,
Mm-hmm.
you're the listing agent,
Mm-hmm.
this is the buyer's agent,
Okay.
and
You're
you,
the seller.
yes, so you've negotiated with me
Mhm.
your compensation,
Right.
right? And for an example, how much is it?
3%.
So 3%.
Mhm.
How much are you sharing with the buyer's broker?
Well, if I check that box, I'm not sharing anything.
So number one, you're not sharing any, is that the question you're asking?
Right. I'm not
Okay,
sharing anything
Okay.
because my seller has said I'm going to pay the buyer's agent directly. Isn't that what that box is? Seller, in addition to compensation being paid to seller's broker, is going to also pay the buyer's broker.
oh, okay, I think I get what you're saying. So you aren't sharing your compensation, it's separate, it's two separate payments, pretty much. The seller's paying the buyer broker and the seller's paying the listing broker.
Yeah.
Correct, yes, so you would select, seller and seller's broker, I believe it's, the first box.
The first box,
The
right?
first box, compensation being offered to the buyer's broker by either seller, the first box.
Yeah, I checked the first box. I did a 4B and checked, did the 3%. And then, the C, I checked number 2.
Yeah,
And, the first box.
And the
is
first
3%.
correct.
Yeah.
So that means that part, I think I kind of got mixed up when I was doing my listing
Mhm.
because at that point, I'm out of the picture as it pertains to, or my broker or Keller Williams is out of the picture as it pertains to the buyer's agent being paid.
What do you mean you out of it? You
I
want
mean,
me
I
out of
don't have to
picture?
split it. I mean, there's no split. So now it's up to that seller to pay the broker, the buyer's broker.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you split the commission or if you have the seller pay the buyer broker. You know why?
Hmm.
Because it has to go on the ITCA anyway.
It's gonna have to go on there.
It's gonna have to
Yeah.
go on there.
Yeah.
So either way, you just really make it easy for yourself to just share it.
Okay.
Still
Well,
6%.
Yeah,
3.
yeah, just share it. And then that way the documents are clean. Because once you start selecting all these other boxes saying seller, you pay this, then when you get to the ITCA, you gotta make sure the ITCA specifies that
Right.
as well.
So I need to check the second box then.
The seller broker,
Yeah, the seller and the seller
out of the
broker.
compensation being paid to the seller broker, right?
Right, not that first one, the second one.
The second one,
Right, okay.
the second one.
So if you've negotiated 6% so that you can share
As the
Your
share,
cost.
as share.
that's my
Yeah,
point.
to share
with
it.
the buyer's broker, who decides how much the buyer's broker receives?
Your seller,
Is that in writing?
that's
Because,
between you and the seller.
but it's not in writing?
You have to put it in writing. You have to select B. You would fill that out on 4B.
Right. Right.
Ms. Sheena,
Yes, sir.
okay. On this particular one, let me share with you how she filled out mine, and you can let me know if it's incorrect or not. And that is on 4B, I put in, after talking with the selling person, I said 5.5% of the purchase price under 4B.
And this is between you and the seller,
This
correct?
between me and the seller.
Okay, okay,
This is
okay.
what we agreed on, me and the seller. And the 4C, item number 2. I checked that, and I put an X by seller's broker. Let's see. The compensation will be coming out of the compensation offered by the buyer to the broker, to the seller's broker, will be coming out of the compensation being paid. So which meant that in this particular spot, I put 2.5%. So that is saying that of the 5.5% being offered by the seller, 2.5% of that is going to the buyer's agent and 3% is going to the listing agent. Is that correct or incorrect?
Yes, sir. That is absolutely correct.
Okay, all right. Well, that's the way I showed it on mine.
Correct. Now, it can be a percentage, or it can also be a dollar amount, you all. Or
Right.
because this is real property, let's not skip over that. So you can select B, 8%, and then you write the word 8 and you put the number 8. The second box where the dollar sign is, you can put $50. If you work for $50, you put $50 there, right? Or you can select the third box on 4B where it says other. It can be a piece of candy, right? It can be them buying you a car. Any one of those boxes you can use as consideration for compensation. Let's be clear on that. But to answer your question, yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
That's something. It's lovely. It's lovely. All right. Now, so let's move on to D. Are we done with 4C? Everybody, questions are answered. All hearts and minds clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Separate compensation on lease. If you do leases, let me slide on down. If you work with leases, then I would encourage you to put something as consideration in these boxes, right? If you're talking with the seller and they're not sure that they really want to sell the house, but they may say, you know what, Timothy, if the house doesn't sell, I'm just going to rent it out. So you want to listen for the key indicators, right? And if you're just going to rent it out, I need my cut. So with that being said, you will put the number inside of that box as to what you want to be paid on that lease. If it's $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is. If it's no money, you put a 0 there. And when it says and as follow, you put NA. Okay? Don't really have to go too deep there. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're moving on down. Protected period. The length of protected period during which time broker shall be entitled to compensation under certain circumstances where this agreement has been unilaterally terminated by the seller or it has expired shall be, based on the scenario, how many days? 60 days, based on the scenario. So you're protected for 60 days shall anything terminate unilaterally by the seller. Okay, or the contract has expired. Agency and brokerage. The following are the types of agency relationships not offered by broker. What are those two that we do not offer? We don't do.
Sub-agency.
And sub-agency. We don't offer dual agency. We don't offer sub-agency. Okay.
Sheena, can you hear me?
If broker offers dual agency, now we're at 6B, as one of its agencies relationships above, you always want to select the seller does not consent to broker acting in a dual agency capacity, because we do not offer dual agency. So you just go ahead and select do not consent. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Lead-based paint disclosure. Federal laws requires disclosure of lead-based paint in homes/residential properties or a portion thereof constructed prior to 1978. In this particular scenario, we would have selected B. Did everybody get B for that one? No dwelling on this property or portion thereof was constructed prior to 1978. Okay. Number 8, seller has the following special circumstances that will require third-party approval before seller can do the following. It is important that you all ask these questions. Mr. Seller, are you in bankruptcy? Are you going through a divorce? We need to talk about this, right? And it's okay. Because at this point, the seller is trusting you to advise them. Okay? In fact, you're an attorney. Learn that this couple days. Make selections that is necessary. Moving along to number 9. Seller, are you all negotiating or are you all not negotiating or on the seller's behalf? Let me read it. Seller does or does not authorize the broker to assist to extend requested by seller in negotiating the terms of and filling out the pre-printed forms, contracts for seller's review and approval. Did you all select does or does not?
I say does,
Yes.
Why do you say does, Timothy?
because they may offer something lower than the listed price.
You do. You want to negotiate for the seller. As a matter of fact, you should be telling the seller, I'm one of the best negotiators out here, right? Your goal as the listing agent is to net the seller the most amount of money in the least amount of time, less hassle as possible. So, Mrs. Seller, let me tell you what my job is for you. It's to net you the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassles. I got your back. Right? Are we presenting all offers, you all, or are we not? We are presenting all offers. What about once they go under contract? Are we still presenting all offers or are we not? We still are. We still are. We're still presenting all offers. Okay. Now we are moving along, you all. We needed more time for this, but it's all good. I'm gonna see if we can get this turned into a CE. This is CE. This will be some CE credit. Now we're moving on to page 10. It has been advised by the brokers that we give and provide all brochures. Your GAR CB01, CB04, CB07, CB08, CB10, CB28, and CB29. It has been advised that we provide all brochures. Because what we don't want to happen is we don't want the sellers to start talking and it'll be just your luck where you're like, oh, Shane, oh my goodness, Kimberly represented me. She was such a great agent. She gave me all these brochures, girl. Let me show you what she gave me. And then me as of the other sellers like, wait a minute, Kimberly didn't give me any of that. So now she feels isolated. Now she feels like you left something out. Well, what else did she leave out? Right. So eliminate that. Just give them all the brochures. Number 11, exhibits and addenda. All exhibits and or addenda attached here to, listed below, or referenced herein are made a part of this agreement. If any such exhibit or addenda conflicts with any preceding paragraph, including any changes thereto made by the parties, said exhibit or addendum shall control. This is where you want to attach your exhibits. So once you call Dave and get that legal description, boom,
Oh, that's what it is.
that's one of those. That is an exhibit that you will attach, that which you will attach.
Exhibit are letters, the addendums are numbers, is that?
The exhibits are letters, yep,
Okay.
yep, and the addendums are numbers. Good job, yep.
Now I'm asking another question. The ABAN and the wire fraud, are those, because everybody gets that, your
Mhm.
sellers and your buyers. So that would be listed under 11?
That will be listed under 11 as others. Yep, you want to go ahead and select others and put that in a box and give it an exhibit alphabet. Stay away from the stipulations if you can. Stay away from the stipulations because it holds up the contract if they aren't met.
Oh, well, how do you deal if they're overpriced? You can't put that as a stipulation if it hasn't sold and, there's been no activity in 2 weeks.
That's
We
really
go back and
great
revisit.
question. And you know what? That's a really great question, Ava, and I'm glad you asked that because that's what I put on my listing that I'm listing right now.
You put in your
I
stipulations?
put it in my stipulations, but I also went and I made sure that I was putting the right verbiage. So if you decide to use the special stipulations, you just need to run it by Dave to say, hey, how does this stipulation sound? Right? So you don't get yourself in trouble. But for the most part, you want to say all parties agree to. All parties agree to, whatever that agree to is, all parties agree to. By signing this agreement, seller acknowledges that seller has read all provisions and disclosures made herein and disclosures. So if you're leaving off the ABAD or any other disclosures, let me ask you, is this a valid contract? That's not a trick question.
It's not.
It's not a valid contract. Because all disclosures must be presented before the seller sign anything. Just saying.
Wow.
Seller understand that all such provisions and disclosures and has entered into this agreement voluntarily. And seller is not subject to a current seller brokerage engagement agreement with any other broker. If a licensee is signing this agreement on behalf of broker, if licensee is signing this agreement on behalf of broker, licensee warrants that licensee has full authority to sign this agreement and bind broker hereto. So it's important that you know what you are binding the broker to, because you are a representation of that broker. Seller acceptance and contact information. If seller is a legal entity, this agreement must be signed by one or more authorized persons as required in the entity's legal document. The person's signature must include the capacity in which the person is signing, such as a trustee, general partner, manager, president, etc. Okay, seller signature. For me, It's only a seller's signature. If you want to put the seller's address, phone number, email address, you can go ahead and complete that. All of that information, right? Of course, brokerage firm is Keller Williams Premier. The broker / affiliated licensee is you. So your signature goes there. Make sure you put your name, whether it's printed or typed, a date, your cell phone number, because it's the licensee cell phone number. Fax number, I always do 000 000 all the way out. 7 digits. Or yeah, is it 7 or 9? Whatever it is, 7 or 9, whatever it is. 3, 10, okay. 10, so 10 zeros. Make sure you put your real estate license number, okay? Over in the MLS office code, it is K as in King, W as in William, M as in Mary, E as in Edgar, 01. For the brokerage firm license number, it is H as in Harry, -46116. The broker's phone number is 678. I always keep this wrong. Is it 487? Is it 487? 487. 487 1600. Broker address 2012 Eastview Parkway, Suite 100. And then Conyers, Georgia 30013. Your licensee email address and your realtor membership. You can either put the number there or you can put the name. I normally just do the name and keep it moving. But the most important part of this contract is making sure it has been signed by the seller and it has been binded at the end, at the bottom. The time is 12:45 p.m. on August 26, 2026. Without that, you do not have a binding contract.
Do you just go in and fill that out before you send it over?
I don't. I get your signature. I get your signature first and ask them to bind it.
Oh, you ask them to put it in there.
Mhm.
Because if you don't, and it comes back, you're not gonna be able to change it.
Change it. Nope.
I learned that.
Fill that in. Let them, put the blank boxes and let them and have them do it.
Okay.
And I even, after last contract meeting with the brokers, I even now do the initial box and I put it there as well. Because apparently there was an issue in the past with the binding, when it came to the binding.
And you put an initial box for the seller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, you all, that concludes. I'm sorry to keep you all over. But I really wanted to kind of like stress this a little bit, that way you know what your duties are, and the seller understand what their duties are. And we didn't even really finish all of it. So your homework is to go and read this contract so you know what is going on inside of this. It's very important. And it helps you have a little bit more confidence when you're talking to the seller, right? Mrs. Seller, Mr. Seller, here are your duties, here are my duties. We're in this together. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, just a quick question.
Okay.
The seller's property disclosure, is that part of this listing agreement, or is that something we do later?
Well, in the state of Georgia, the seller's property disclosure is not technically, what's the word? Required. However, as a courtesy, most of us have the seller's property disclosure, which is why it wasn't in here as something for you to kind of.
So we don't have to include it when we're getting their signature.
If I were you, I would. But if you're working with an investor, right? If you're working with an investor and they don't have it, because most of them don't, they've never lived in the home, they've only rented it. Some of them are going to tell you they don't have it and they can't fill that out for you.
Okay.
Now, according to this section C, they have to disclose latent effects,
Absolutely,
but they don't have to do that whole seller disclosure.
absolutely.
So just so that I'm clear, when we're doing this presentation, the seller's property disclosure is something that I should go ahead and give to them at the same time.
I
Or
would
is it, okay, okay,
just keep the stand across the board. Make it easy for yourself. Ask for it every single time. Let
But
them tell
does-
you that they don't
Mhm.
have it. Let them tell you that.
but does that slow them down from signing the agreement?
It
'Cause that-
does not, because I normally tell them I'll come pick it up at a later date, or you can scan it over to me, or you can drop it in the mail.
Okay, so when they're like e-signing and they get to page 99 that has the seller's disclosure, they can just go ahead and not sign it?
I
I'm
never
a little
send it as an
confused.
e-sign.
Pardon me?
I never send it as an e-sign. That's a separate document that I attach. I need this sign. This is what's most important to me.
Mhm.
You getting me that seller's property disclosure right now is not as important to me.
So that's my question. Okay.
You
So
can
as-
get that to me tomorrow. You can get it to me the following day, as long as I know we have a timeline of when you're going to get it over to me,
Okay. Okay then.
which is
think
why I
got it.
send it as a separate attachment.
Okay. That answers my question.
Great
Thank you.
question. Great question. Great question. Any other questions?
Oh, yeah, I did have one. When you gonna do the buyers?
I think I have one coming up in September. Mhm. I think it's the second week in September because we have Labor Day. I think I was trying to do something during Labor Day, but then we moved it.
Okay.
Tiara, you good?
Yes, I'm great. I understand everything.
Okay, good. Clay, you good? You have any questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Clay, we can't hear you.
I don't know why.
Did you have a question?
No.
If you have a question, just text me or call me, okay? We can't hear you. All right, you all have a very productive